Hey, good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another week of world-class thoroughbred action. Welcome to a Thursday afternoon from Gulfstream Park. Welcome to Gulfstream Today. Track announcer Pete Aiello, joined by ace handicapper extraordinaire. He's the ace handicapper extraordinaire for most of the week, but on Fridays, he takes on a different role. He's a guy that did not get beat last week. He's got a big reputation to uphold. Beat the expert tomorrow.
Beat the expert. I'm going to try it again. It's a fun game, and a contest, I should say. Try and pick more winners than me tomorrow afternoon. It's absolutely free, Pete. Just go on all the Gulfstream Park social media sites, and you can join. Put your selections in by post time tomorrow.
Yeah, well, of course it's a fun game when you win. It's always fun when you win. I actually wish you good luck, Ronnie. I hope you have as good a success as you did last week.
And, you get a chance to win one of those nice polo shirts. Maybe they'll give an extra one away because no one got one last week, and it says right on the sleeve, beat the expert. I know you've been waiting for someone who has beaten me in the past to come up here and rub it in my face. Hasn't happened yet. And one thing I couldn't handicap was the newest post time today, 12:50. So we had a new post time for the rest of the meet. On Saturdays, 12:35. Weekdays, 12:50 p.m.
Yeah, that means we're 59 minutes from first race post time. 10 races on the card today. Wagering options, well, they're plentiful, as always, here in South Florida, including a rolling super high five wager, which begins in race number 1. You're playing for a carryover in the first race high five of $4,017.
Yeah, and only 7 runners in the field, so they'll send it in on this. It's it's nice to have this with the only 7 horses in the field. And right after that, Pete, the same race, we have the early pick 5.
Early pick 5, just a 50-cent wager, and that parlays nicely into the Rainbow 6 this afternoon. The Rainbow 6 begins in race number 5 with the carryover. That's a one-day figure of $6,870.
Yeah, and we close the day out with the final pick 5 of the afternoon, 50-cent wager, and we will see how that plays out today. Fast main track, firm turf course out west where I live over the last couple of days. Lots of rain.
Yeah, lots of rain. I live out west also. I'm south of you, but we also got a lot of rain. So. But the track is fast and the turf is firm, so on the east side of the town, it's been a nice couple days.
Yeah, nice couple of days, and everybody's telling me they went to the beach yesterday. I'm saying, wait, are we in the same state? Everybody had a good time, so we should have a fun day of racing this afternoon.
Just for those of you who are watching on the simulcast scene that hear all the stories about weather in South Florida in the summer, this is a personal truth from 2 weeks ago. It was raining in the walking ring behind us, but not on the racetrack.
Yeah, that happens a lot, and then people always say, you're kidding. I remember the first time it happened to me when I first moved to Florida years ago. It was raining on one side of the highway and not on the other. With all of that said, we got the fast main track, firm turf course. Let's get right into today's card.
First race is on turf, a starter allowance race in for a price tag of $50,000. Scratch the main track only, the 8 is out. A field of 7 in here, and there's a horse that is taking a little bit of money early on. I hope that he would go off at a nice price. I think he's worth a look. We'll take a look at his last race, which is why I think he's worth a look now. Wait. Oh, yeah, we have to do the early pick 5.
We got to do the early pick 5 ticket. We have a certain,
format.
Format, that's the word I was looking to follow. 3 deep, single in race number 3 this afternoon with Concealed with a Kiss, 3 deep. And Pete, I know you're the horse you were talking about, and I was going to go back and add this horse because when I spotted what you had written about this horse as far as the backtrack goes, I said, maybe I left this horse off the ticket, and we're talking about the Big Money Machine.
Yeah, Big Money Machine might be exactly that in the first of the day. I was ranking hard to handle to start the program. Let's take a look at his last race. That doesn't exactly fit the bill, but he launches this huge move from the back. He missed the start and was very wide throughout the entire race. Watch this. He's making a huge middle move. 1, 2, 3, 4 horses he's passed. He keeps going. 5, 6, 7 horses he passes in about 3/8 of a mile, and then he'll take the turn very wide. Watch this. He switches leads right off the corner, and the rider can't keep him straight. At this point, he's done. He's not supposed to be a part of the super. He's back 5th, and oh, by the way, he's 33-1. But once he's straightened up, this horse keeps coming and coming and coming. The eventual winner, Vegas, is up top, but I'm going to catch the second place horse at this time with Big Money Machine. He gets rolling. He's gaining on the leader late. Pretty darn good run.
Yeah, it's pretty darn run, but he's stepping up today. I mean, that was the thing. He's stepping up to competition. Of course, that you want to go back and give a second look when you put your early pick 5 ticket together. All right, going with that, I want to show you performance of Galleon Mass last time out. It was back on July 10th, and Galleon Mass, we're going to pick it up from the 8th pole home, and you see he disqualified, and he's placed second, Pete. And the reason I wanted to show you is also in this race was, Whisper on the Wind and What Power, and I just thought, he ran good in there, but you see him coming out right there at the stretch, and I just wanted to go back because there's other horses that are in that field in this race today.
Yeah, and that's always a good idea when we have common races to try to let you draw your own conclusions. Galleon Mass was definitely the best horse in there, but you can't break the rules and get away with it. He was disqualified for making contact with the runner-up that day.
Yeah, you know, he's hoping to keep a straight course today and unfurl another winning performance. He crossed the wire first, as you mentioned. He was placed second. I think his biggest challenge is going to come from his uncoupled stablemate, Blue Harbor. This one trained by Dave Fawkes, along with Galleon Mass, turning back to a mile after leading every step of the way to defeat $30,000 condition claimers at a mile in the 16th. Leading rider Tyler Gaffleone in the saddle. Another horse that came out of that race, Whisper on the win, third behind that disqualified Galleon Mass last time.
Whisper on the win from a condition point standpoint gets an awfully good setup. He's a 10-time winner. I'm looking through the past performances. You'd take about 4 or 5 horses combined to equal 10 wins.
Yeah, I mean, that's these conditions in the race. Always good to go back and look and see which horse in that field fits the conditions the best. Usually races like that, those horses do very, very well.
Well, let's look now to the second race. We stay on the turf. We change the distance to 5 furlongs. These are $10,000 claimers, which have not won 3 or their 3-year-olds wide open. We have a field of 6 signed on in here. There are no jack scratches or jockey changes in this race. All 6 of them are in for the non-winners of 3 condition, and 2 of them come out of the same race. 3 Chia Ghost and 4 Moonshine Sipper. Wanted to show that race based on the same premise we just talked about. Draw your own conclusions from here. Chia Ghost and 4 Moonshine Sipper will both be outrun. The eventual winners between horses in the green, Can't Stop the Kid. Chia Ghost has all the momentum. He's past Can't Stop the Kid. Moonshine Sipper down inside. Moonshine Sipper's battling on. Can't Stop the Kid between them. Chia Ghost on the outside. I don't know what to make of this. Moonshine Sipper wanting to lay down, but neither the second or third place horses at this point want to do that. Can't Stop the Kid will overhaul Moonshine Sipper. Chia Ghost could never get by. To me, I don't know about either one of those horses' performances. They both had good setups.
Well, they have the horse that won out of this race today. Chia Ghost continues to hold his form well. I think he's off that performance against this level of competition. He's, he's sitting a good spot here. Got feet that neck, as you saw last time out. Now, Moonshine Sipper is hoping to stretch his speed to the wire. He set those pressured fractions last time of 22 and 44 and 3. He finished third. You watched it right there behind Chia Ghost and the winner in that race. Does this horse have a little bit of chandelier in him?
I don't think so. I think that he has a little bit of I got dueled into the ground in him, and that's been the scenario with him in his last couple of races. He won't have that problem here today. He actually is a controlling speed for a change. It should certainly change the result for Moonshine Sipper.
Yeah, he's the lone speed in that race, but if someone goes up and challenges him, maybe it sets up for the 2, Greg Rulesda, who does his best running in the latter stages of the race. He could sit in the catbird seat behind the speed. Victor Barboza Jr., Lionel Reyes in the saddle. A lot of times you see these 5 furlong turf events, things get dicey on the front end, and the horses come flying at the end, and he's a square price at 5 to 1.
Definitely looks like the right 3 in race number 2. We'll move now to the third race. We're at 1 mile over the main track, an optional claiming allowance race. And these are fillies, a field of 6 signed on in this race. Concealed with a Kiss has the best resume. She does look like the horse to beat in here. And when you look at the competition, tough to devise a plan to beat it.
Yeah, and if you look at the conditions in a race, what we just mentioned in the early races, horses that fit conditions, well, this one gets it right between the eyes. 1 mile starter, optional claimer. Fillies and mares are optional, claiming a price of $10,000. Well, the 3, Concealed with a Kiss, is going into the starter optional claimer after returning from a layoff. Went up duel for the lead and faded, but that was in the 7 furlong Grade 2 Princess Rooney last time out. It's a daughter of Political Force, and what I like about this horse, may have signaled its intentions with that bullet half-mile drill, 46-1, which was the best time of 85 horses at the distance. Talking about fitting the conditions in the race, thus I singled this horse in my early pick 5 for all those reasons.
And she beat a nice horse in each of her last 2 wins. She beat Kiss to Remember, who's Grade 1 placed. No Grade 1 horses in this race. She is the controlling speed. Second start off the shelf. The first start off the layoff, she was in against the dog. So now she's in against the better horses here today. Pure Bliss maybe challenges her. She was extra game last time.
Yeah, stretching out to this 1-turn mile duel. The early hold on gamely defeat this caliber at 7 furlongs, not counting Concealed with a Kiss. I'm talking about 10 optional claimers. But what about Elnath, who's stretching out to her most accomplished distance? 16 races with 5 wins, 3 seconds, 3 thirds. She rallied to finish third in back-to-back sprints at 7/8. She's the logical choice to pick up the exacta or trifecta, I thought, in a ticket. But I think Concealed with a Kiss, if it can run back to those races we mentioned, and in this spot, looks like an odds-on choice.
What do you call it, Ronnie? A piece of candy.
This one is a piece of cork. It's even better than a piece of candy.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Well, I don't either, but it sounded good.
We'll move now to the fourth race on the card. We're on the turf here, $10,000 claimers racing 5 furlongs. We talked about Can't Stop the Kid earlier. We showed his last win.
Right.
He's in here looking for another victory. He's drawn the outside as number 8 Prague has been withdrawn. Field of 7 here.
Yeah, I went with the 4 Morning Brew. He's dropping back to the level where he won back on May 28th after dueling for the lead. He gave way at the 8th pole. He got beat 4 lengths against Tougher. It was a 25 optional claimer. His ability to rate off the pace, I think, is the key in this race this afternoon. Lots of speed I see in there, and not world-class speed. Speed that might back up a little bit. So Morning Brew on top of my ticket.
A lot of different good horses in here, though. Lakota Warrior ran him off their feet last time out. You talk about speed, he might have a lot of it.
That was a really good performance last time out, trained by Ronnie Werner and ridden today by Elaine Luzzy. And that performance was very good. He's very good, second on my ticket today. You mentioned Can't Stop the Kid. He's stepping up today after stalking the pace out. He got up and won that 3 lifetime event. We just showed it, and he's eligible to sit the trip behind the speed again.
I agree with the morning line maker in this race. This is a tough race to make a morning line. When you have a 3-1 morning line favorite, you're trying to indicate to the public that this race is wide open. I agree with that as statement here today. And if it was me and I was playing multi-leg exotics, I pitch the one who's not proven on the turf and use everybody else.
And just a note on Lakota Warrior, the jockey Lane Leslie will not ride with the apprentice allowance in that particular race. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, I don't think he's going to need it. Lakota Warrior definitely sharp and definitely
Yeah.
horse to include in your early pick 4 and early pick 5 wagers. We'll take a brief time out. More from Gulfstream Park, including the Rainbow Six, right after this.
Hey everyone, I'm Acacia Courtney, and I want to tell you about a fun contest that we have going on. It's called Beat the Expert. Every Friday, if you're able to pick more winners than me or my co-host Ron Nicoletti, then you will have the chance to win a free polo shirt that says that you beat the expert. Go to facebook.com/GulfstreamPark to enter and use hashtag Beat the Expert to let us know that you're playing. Bring it on.
Back now with a preview of the Rainbow Six sequence on a Thursday afternoon from South Florida. Track announcer Pete Aiello with Ron Nicoletti. Rainbow Six starts in race number 5. We do have a small carryover to speak of, and as always, it's a 20-cent play.
Yeah, let's quickly go to my ticket here, and we'll show you $43.20. 2 deep, 2, 3, 3, 3, and 2, $43. And I think I have the logical 2 in here, and that's the 1 long distance, the 8 long distance, and the number 1 Mama Splash, and that's the order I picked them in, 8 and 1, Pete.
Well, can long distance repeat? She was expected to win last time. She won with ease. She was probably in a spot that I thought was a little softer than she needed to be in to win, but that's also why she's making a debut for a new barn.
Yeah, and we're going to show you a stat on long distance. Ramon Moyer over the last 5 years. First start after the claim with a maiden winner. 6 for 26, 23%, 50% in the money, $1.41 ROI. So this is first off the claim with a maiden winner last time out. So I actually was able to figure out these statistics near, put it on thanks to the Daily Racing Forms.
Formulator?
Formulator, yeah, that's the word I was thinking of. Formulator. So long distance on top of my ticket, but doing something, going to step up today. So you never really quite know. Mama Splash is dropping to this 12.5 level, stretching out to 3/4 after racing today without the blinkers after facing Tougher at Tampa before the 5-month layoff. I'm going to defer to you about those Tampa races. John Vincent has the daughter of Wildcat working well up at Palm Meadows. I like the workout pattern.
Well, I like the rider here. Gaffleone should fit her style nicely. She wants to go to the front from down toward the inside. And even though she broke her maiden by a nose, she probably should have won that race by a little farther. Rider got to posing a little early that day, which I know there's one thing that Tyler Gaffleone does not do, which is pose early.
And number 7, Sienna Slew, a horse you need for your maybe exactor. Try stretching outside. Responded to a cutback from a mile to 5.5 with a second place finish. Again, similar quality last time out. Looks like the sprinting might be this one's game to grab a share in here. But I think I had, like I said, the logical 2 with long distance and Mama Splash.
If we get an afternoon rain shower, move baby Antonella up. She's run 2 great races in her last 3 races. However, both of those races were run with racetracks that had moisture in them. So if we do get rain, which I don't think we are, but I'm just saying that caveat emptor, make sure you include her.
Who's that? What race is caveat emptor in?
Well done. Ronnie, not the Latin linguist I thought he was. We'll move to race number 6 on the turf at 1 mile, an entry-level allowance race, $43,000 purse here. A horse that has impressed me recently is number 3, Lobelia. Is that the direction you went?
Yeah, that's the direction I went. Et tu, what's that one when they say et tu brute? Et tu pita?
Julius Caesar.
That's Latin stuff. 1 mile on the turf, an allowance option claim. But Lobelia, I tell you, this one runs well fresh. Making her first start, she defeated $35,000 optional claimants at the distance back on June 26. Carlo Vaccarezza is the trainer. He's got MCL Jaramillo named on this. It's a lightly raced, consistent daughter of Patty O'Prado. 6 starts, Pete, 3 wins in a second. I like this horse.
I don't argue with you. We do have a scratch here of the 4 Xena Rules and scratch the 9 Little Priscilla. If we don't get rain, you can take the 10 out. Just keep your ears open for more on that. Number 6, Terry's Big Heart, had a brutal trip last time out. The eventual winner, Reimburse, got out. Terry's Heart didn't. And in getting out, Reimburse pinned Terry's Heart in. She ran on well last time out, and she continues to hold her form.
Yeah, she continues to hold her form. She's actually the morning line favorite in this race. Would not be shocked to see her run very well. She's trying a mile again. Trying a mile following that second place finish against 25 on June 19th. Comes back, runs second against 50,000 starter. You mentioned the trouble in that race, going 7.5. Steve Dwoskin, Luca Panici riding in great form.
Well, I'm going to call an audible here. We don't usually use pancake wagers on our third selections, but simply from an ordinal rank standpoint, I'm going to offer you this. By the way, we have our running pancake ledger.
I won the other day.
No.
Yes, I did.
I don't think so.
Yes, I did. We'll talk about it later.
Well, I was just going to say, I think the ledger, it was even. I want to get it off even.
No.
I will take number 2, Image of Rachel, against your number 8, Swapple.
Swapple is stepping up to face winners shipped in from Pimlico. Isn't it Chirango? Debuting on the turf, proceeded to defeat 40,000 maidens. Alan Hunter, Matthew Spoli going for 2 in a row. And you look at Alan Hunter, I think he's winning. I think he's winning at a 24% rate. So that's a bet I will take. The 2 against the number 8, Image of Rachel, 10-1 on the morning line, and Swapple up there at 7-2. So you give me a little bit of break in the odds.
Well, just remember that when I'm enjoying my nice pancake breakfast, and you have to sit and watch me eat it.
But this is a nice race.
Yes, it is. Exactly the logic behind me not liking Swapple. She's taking a major step up in class here this afternoon, whereas number 2, Image of Rachel, is running against the sharpest horse in South Florida right now in Defying Gravity, and actually was only beat 2 lengths by her 2 starts ago. I'll give her a pass for that last race. Look for her to run well here this afternoon.
Okay.
Race number 7 starts the late pick 4, 5.5 furlongs the journey here, maidens of the $35,000 variety. I thought this race was really tough. We have 2 rider changes in here. Rider change on 2, Loving Valentina to Miguel Vasquez. Rider change on 10, Tevrita to Marcos Meneses. A lot of different options. The horse to beat is number 6, Faith and Hope.
Yeah, you know, I was torn between Faith and Hope, the number 6, and the number 9, Ocandrita. But I did go with the 6, Faith and Hope on top. Stepping up, stretching out, returned from about a 2-month layup to duel for lead. Finished second against 25 maidens going 5 furlongs. Juan Arias, Carlos Olivero in the saddle. I just thought this horse was the logical list, but I cannot leave Condrita off my ticket at all. Here's a daughter of winner early sire Cantharos, debuted for trainer Kathleen O'Connell. Couple of solid Gulfstream Park West workouts showing, including that recent half-mile bullet. And on August 5th, I just thought this horse could run well in there. And you gotta respect Kathleen O'Connell.
Do you remember off the top of your head how deep you went in the Rainbow Six here? Because I don't want to give you grief for a horse that you probably picked 4th.
I went 3 deep in here.
Okay, so now I can give you grief. No love at all for 7, Mimi Media?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't remember. Let
Finished
me take
a
a
good
look.
third behind a runaway winner in Our Incredible Life. Our Incredible Life went favored in the Stallion Stakes. She didn't run very well, but Mimi Media is dropping off of that for a very good 2-year-old outfit and Mike Yates.
Yeah, Mike Yates, and it was a good performance last time out. You can't pick them all, so
I knew
can
you were
understand
gonna say that.
I can't say that it's a bad pick for you, but we'll see how that works out in there. I think Kathleen's going to win that race. Bottom line.
No argument there for me. Kathleen does well with all of her 2-year-olds. Looking forward to seeing another victory here today. 8th race, Turf, maiden claimers, $20,000 the claiming level. Tough race here. It seems like the late pick 5 gets progressively more difficult as the races go on. Scratch a key contender. The 4 Ozymandias is out. He leaves us with a field of 10, opens the doors even more. You like Command Peter. I can't argue with you there. He's making his 2nd start over this turf course.
Well, going back to the scratch horse, Ozymandias, that was my best bet of the afternoon. I really like that horse. But a horse that comes out of the same race race is the 9 Command Peter. The last race, exit that 40. It was a $40,000 maiden test that produced a repeat winner and give to UK Cats, and a next out winner called Jer Schnell, hoping to save something more for the stretch drive today. Opened that 2-length lead, weekend to finish 5th. Gustavo Delgado, Tyler Gaffleone atop the $100,000 Son of City Zip. $100,000 Son, what is it doing in the $20,000 race?
Well, I was just going to say, hopefully the price is right, because this horse has never hit the board on form. But I like the way you're thinking. Second start since coming in from New York. First start was a good one, showed renewed speed, and actually responded to the switch to circuits, and seems to me to be improving. I like the horse.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's a lot of upside with the horse, and I like the fact that it comes out of that little bit of a key race, Grand Venezuela, and I think it's going to take all the money now with the scratch of the number 4 horse, hoping to get away from the gate to straight order. Broke outward at the start last time, went up, tracked the pace, rallied 3 wide, finished second at this level and distance. It was a very good performance. Had a little trouble at the start. Nothing great shakes that I wanted to go back and show you, but you duck out a little bit. So we'll see how this one does, Grand Venezuelan. 8 all hundreds. Back at the same level of distance. This one had traffic at the problems at the quarter pole. He lacked some room. He finished 3rd behind aforementioned Grand Venezuela. Here's a horse I think you throw somewhere on the ticket, get a little bit of a price. 6-1 on the line.
Yeah, I think he's probably a good fringe player. He's another one that continues to improve, but I'm on the Nicoletti bandwagon here. I like your selection of Command Peter.
It have anything to do with the name? I don't think so, right?
No, I had nothing at all. We'll move now to the 9th race on the main track at 7 furlongs. Claimers in for a $6,250 price tag. Scratch number 4, BL's Wagon, a field of 8. A lot of these horses have faced each other before, but we'll see who gets the victory here today.
Number 9, Tormento de Oro, is turning back to 7/8 after returning from the layoff to make a middle move to get the lead. Finished second against similar going a mile, Victor Barboza Jr., MSCL Jaramillo, handling the turn back in distance, Pete. And one of these races, as you mentioned, they got progressively harder as we go through the sequence here. And I think you also have to use the 6 Starship Tammy, who moved to the Marcial Navarro bond through the claim, stretches out to 7 furlongs. After following a much the best score, going 6 furlongs in July 3rd, with a 3rd place finish going 5.5 last out. Want to show you a stat on Marcial Navarro. 5 years, first start off the claim, low claimers on the dirt, 9 for 26, 35%, 58% the money, still a positive ROI of $2.32. So everybody, no great secret here. Marcial Navarro does good off the claim, but this was against low-level claimers at 6. The Starship Tammy, I believe, is the morning line favorite.
9-5 on the morning line, just to show you how these horses do take turns beating each other. 6 Starship Tammy defeated 7 Jill's Comprise by 7 lengths, and then last time out, Jill's Comprise defeated Starship Tammy by 3 lengths.
Yeah, and I just threw the 8. Yeah, so?
I'm just saying, they beat each other.
Oh, I thought you had something else.
Major form reversals, that's all. I don't know why you're laughing.
It's the first day of the week. I'm still a little goofy from 1-2 days off. 8 Distinctly Sweet is cutting back to 7/8. Duel for the lead. Finished 3rd. I got a pencil in to be on the Super High 5 ticket in there. 9 is 6 and 8 for me, and always good to be goofy on Thursday afternoons.
Hold on, I can continue on this. I'll continue on the same topic.
Okay.
You're looking at Distinctly Sweet.
Right.
Tormented de Oro has beat Distinctly Sweet in their last 3 occasions. That bodes well for your top pick to beat your 3rd pick. I just thought you'd like a little reinforcement.
Oh, gee, thanks. I like your angle of horses taking chances to beat each other in here.
Barry Rose could have a good day today. He could win 2 races, I think.
We'll see how that works out. I'm going to tell you about a horse. Go ahead, set up this last race, because I got a horse I really like today.
Wow.
And you'll see it.
Race number 10. I can't wait for this. The release of the day is up next. It's the Thursday finale. It's on turf at 5 furlongs, $10,000 claimers. They've not won 2. I thought this race was tough. Ronnie, lay it on me.
Okay, number 1, Shape of My Heart. First, I want to go back and just show you something at the start of the race. I just thought it was intriguing to me, the way the horses, we're going to go back and show you the start. You see the number 9 this day. And just watch the horse's head here. Just goes back and forth like that. I don't know if he's saying, no, I don't want to run, but he gets shuffled back to last in that race. Now, let me tell you, here's why I think is an intriguing possibility. After following his 12-5 maiden victory, going 5 furlongs, which this race is, he has that little bit of trouble at the start. He got shuffled back to last, but they went to half in 44-3. He got parked wide on the turn. He finished 7th, but it was a monster key race where 5 horses in that race of 8 horses came back to win their next start. So he's turning back, had trouble shaking his head at the start. Looks like better at 5 furlongs, comes out of a key race, sat behind a monster early half-mile figure in that race going 2 turns. I just thought that was a reason for me to like this horse. Did I explain it well enough?
Yeah,
Did I convince you?
This is your balloon right here. You ready? This is me with a thumbtack. Pop. Now, Shape of My Heart on April the 20th at this maiden level, lost to Burning Wild. Then on the May 13th, finished 2nd, lost to Burning Wild, has lost to Burning Wild twice. Burning Wild from the barn of Barry Rose. Maybe he can win 3 races.
There you go.
Burning Wild is 15-1 on the morning line. I like that horse better than the 1.
Sounds like we got 2 bets going today.
Ooh, okay, yeah, sign me up.
Okay, now the other horse that I thought was the logical choice in here, besides my angle that I thought I explained very well, but I didn't convince a lot of people, or at least a lot of people on this stage. Star Charlie is dropping to the $10,000 level after stalking the action, finishing 4th and 5th, respectively, against 16-2 lifetime claimers. The gelding is spotted well in the nightcap, but comes with some baggage, so I just thought go a different way. You went with a 15-1 shot. I went with a 1-horse, Shape of My Heart. Now, I just think that this is a wide open race, and we mention this every day, this last race. You like a 15-1, I like a 10-1. The logical choice is the 2. Star Charlie comes with baggage.
Well, let me put a little patch on your balloon. I'm going to inflate it a little bit. Number 9, Awesome Trom, is 6-1 on the morning line, and a lot of people would think that this horse has a chance, and I'm not saying that he doesn't. But if you like number 9, Awesome Trom, better give a look to the Nicoletti selection because he lost to Shape of My Heart.
And number 6, Time Out of My Mind, should be running and gunning as soon as they pop that old gate latch. Concern is that recent penchant for finishing 2nd, but we do have the Rolling Super High 5 in this race. Here's a horse that's going to be definitely part of the pace. And throughout the day, you look at the track bias, how it's playing out. Maybe a horse like this goes on the lead and maybe steals the nightcap.
The problem with that theory, if I may be so bold, is that he has the same problem that he had last time. He got hooked by, not hooked, but he dueled with number 8, Run for the Woods, through a 43-3 opening half mile. Run for the Woods backed up. Time Out of Mind held on to be 2nd, but Run for the Woods isn't going to change his tactics. That's good news for Shape of My Heart, who will need pace to chase.
Yeah, so we'll see how it works up, Shape of My Heart, and I just think to turn back to 5 furlongs, trouble in there, but it should be a fun day of betting, especially in the last race, especially our pancake bet.
Yeah, well, and that's a good selection. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not teasing you. I don't think anyway.
No, not at all.
Well, we got done early today. 33 minutes to post for the opening contest here this afternoon. 10 races, fast main track, firm turf course, racing forms and programs on sale for tomorrow's races. I bring that up only so you can get a head start on the Expert.
Beat the Expert tomorrow. Don't forget, you can play. It's absolutely free. You got a chance to win one of those sharp polo shirts, and you get bragging rights, which is more important.
Well, thanks for joining us on Gulfstream today. I'll be back momentarily with a reprise of the Scratches and Changes.